All right, Eloise, Elena, and Emerson are out here at forward, and Jaden and EJ are back at D, and Eleanor's holding it down between the pipes. Jaden behind the net sends it around to McCracken. Elena's able to get it past the Yankton player, pass it up to Emerson. Emerson loses it though, just on her zone entry. Yankton turns it back through the neutral zone. Gets pushed out wide by EJ. And now Eloise is going to skate it out of the zone. She sends a shot in, goes off the corner of the pipe. Yankton plays it behind the net towards Everly. You can't control the puck, but then Yankton loses it in the neutral zone, poked off her stick, and Emerson enters the offensive end, sends in a shot, rebounds kicked out by the goaltender, followed in by Everly, and then gloved by the goalie. So I was looking at the standings for this tournament. There isn't a pure, true championship game because we had 5 teams in our division. But based on the standings, Kansas City won out all of their games, so they earned technically the championship position for this tournament. Kinsey Carson-Kleisner dumps it in deep, where Rain and Everly pursue the puck, but then it's kicked out to the middle where Yankton gathers it. They skate up the center ice through the neutral zone, played out wide right, shot in on goalie, but I think it goes wide of the net. Played up the wall towards Rain. Rain now skates through neutral zone, is able to dump it in deep. Olivia Hoffman behind the net, putting some pressure, and then Everly forces the pass from Yankton across ice, and then Kinsey dumps it in deep to the zone, where Yankton is able to play it up and out. Handled here on the neutral ice by Kinsey. She passes it to Bristol, and then Pippa Mickles now enters for the Wild, or for the, not the Wild, the Lancers. Bristol Paletto gathers the puck on the left side of the ice, skates it up and passes it over towards Rosemary De La Cruz. Rosemary passes it up to the corner to El Ramirez, and Yankton's offsides. So we'll get a neutral zone face off here. So Kansas City won the championship because they won all their games. And then with our loss to Kansas City and our 2 wins on our win against Des Moines on Friday night and our win against the Ninja team on Saturday night, we're able to, I don't know, there's some discrepancy here from the rest about what division it is. So anyway, I think we're going to get a penalty here, a roughing penalty here. So Emerson White goes into the box for a roughing penalty. Shot off the draw, gets blocked to the corner. Lady Lancers play it over to the right side. Then Kinsey loses it behind the net. EJ now comes in and gathers the puck. She gets pressured. Now Kinsey controlling it, trying to skate out of the zone. She's able to get across the blue line. Through neutral ice, in the offensive end. Sends in a shot. That one goes wide though. She blows the tire down. Slides into the corner. Eloise sends it up the middle. Red on their own now. Into the defensive end. McCracken off the boards and out into the neutral zone. Elena McCracken dumps it in. And then pursues pressure on the forecheck. Red goes up the left side. Gets pressured by Kinsey. And Elena. Elena's unable to clear the zone. Red holds it in. They pass it into the slot. Intercepted by EJ. Sent in towards the middle. Kinsey sends it in hard along the boards. She's able to get it out, and it comes back into the neutral zone. Red comes all the way back to their end. And then Everly's able to get a block to slow down the pursuit here from Yankton. On the forecheck, cross-ice pass, catches our girls on a little bit of a substitution change, but Red sends it cross-ice to the corner where Gretchen Kopler controls the puck, skates up through her end, across the red line, over the blue line into the offensive zone. She sends a shot off the side of the right net. It follows the puck around though, but loses it. Full strength now for the Lady Lancers. Paleto controlling the puck in her own end. Gives a great pass to Rain. Rain on the right side sends it cross ice, deep in the zone. Pippa Nichols comes up and controls it and then comes out with it. She sends a shot wide left though. Pippa and Rain both here trying to control it, and then Gretchen's able to hold it in. Pippa gathers it, sends a shot wide left. Everly Crick sends a shot, that one goes off the side of the left net. Yankton up the boards to Paleto. Paleto sends a shot in, it gets blocked in the slot, and then Yankton's able to play it out to neutral ice. Gretchen Vogler is caught off sides here, trying to carry it in. Too much traffic there at the blue line, so we'll get a face-off right in front of the camera. Jaden Miller plays it up to Ramirez, but Ramirez is offsides. Mickles on the draw. Plays it back to Miller. Mickles then dumping it in. Play back into the neutral zone across half ice here. Yankton dumps it in deep. Their player in the corner, number 5, controls it, tries to center it, but it gets kicked out and deflected out of the zone. And then Mickles is able to try and skate through neutral zone. One that kind of gets tripped up a little bit. Slowed down. Ramirez now finding the loose puck in the neutral zone. Jayla Cruz is able to dump it over the blue line, and then Yankton plays it out. Still on the offensive zone, and now Yankton's able to get it out. EJ controls it right at center ice to Jayla Cruz. Jayla Cruz dumps it off the boards and in deep into the corner where it's controlled by Yankton. Red number 7 comes in. Ramirez dumps it out. Yankton controls it in their own end, in front of their goaltender. McCracken on the forecheck, puts on some pressure. Is able to get the puck away from their player. Back to Kinsey. Kinsey at the point holds it, tries to pick her shot, goes just left of the net. Eloise now in the corner, plays it back to McCracken. McCracken to Paleto to Carson Poisner. Kinsey with a shot, played and blocked into the corner by the goaltender, played back in by McCracken. and up the wall by White. And Yankton dumps it deep for an icing. So I guess what I was trying to say is we have 2 wins, and the other teams, Des Moines has lost all their games so far this weekend, but Des Moines is playing the Ninja team after our game, or at about the same time as our game, and if they beat the TL team, then the TL team will have only won 1, and the Des Moines team will have won 1, and so if we can beat this team, we would end up in second. Yankton controls it through neutral zone, pressured as she runs into our end, and now Kinsey's going to try her luck going the opposite direction. She enters the offensive zone, skates it in, takes a shot, but she gets pushed a little too deep to the net and goes off the right side of the net. Everly Crick on the back check. Slows down the Yankton players here right along their bench. And I saw just in at the blue there by, I'm not sure if that was Paletto or Huffman, but now Yankton's icing it again. We'll come back down here. Nichols on the draw. Puck slowed down by De La Cruz along the wall. And Yankton plays it up the wall. And out of the zone where Gretchen dumps it in. And Rosemary hadn't tagged up yet, so we're offside. Ramirez and Volkler both trying to work it along the wall over here. Played into the middle, where De La Cruz gets it, sweeps it across the line, chases it down. 4 Lady Lancers over there, including Jane Miller, who sends it on net, paddled to the corner by the goaltender. Their defenseman plays it back to the opposite direction. It's kicked out by De La Cruz. Ramirez can't quite get control of the puck. Nichols working with it. Volkler at the point sends in a shot. That one's paddled back into the right corner there by the goaltender. De La Cruz. Nichols. De La Cruz towards the net. Blocked by Red. And sent deep again. Another icing. 1:55 on the clock here in the first period. Score still 0-0. Yankton controls the puck off the draw. She skates over the blue line, gets around EJ, sends in a shot on Eleanor. Eleanor is able to block it. It goes behind and up and over the net. Red controls it though. And then Eleanor's finally able to find it and cover it up for a stop and a whistle. Eloise, Emerson, and Elena at forward. Kinsey and EJ at defense. Emerson plays it over to Elena. Elena is able to chip it out over the blue line. Pursued by our girls, and then she chips it over the blue line. There's their end. And Red plays it wide. It's played back and around Kinsey. And a past EJ, breakaway shot here. Goes high over Eleanor. 39 seconds remaining here in the first period. Sorry, it's kind of down on the corner there. Red holds it in. To the slot. Paddled out by Eleanor with her blocker. Kinsey plays it up the wall. Whoa, and it takes a funny bounce, probably off a Zandor or some sort of a door. Definitely something Rain wasn't expecting. But the girls were able to get it out of the first period. All right, so to start the second period, score still 0-0. Olivia Hoffman lined up at center with Everly Crick to her left, Rain to her right, Gretchen and Bristol behind her at D. Everly plays it up, carries it over the blue line, kind of blows a tire. It gets it in deep, where Red plays it up to Gretchen. Gretchen controls it along the wall, sends in a shot. That one skirts from the line of the goaltender. Gretchen reaches for it. Passes it to Bristol. Bristol can't control it along the wall here. Held in by Red, but then Everly's able to get it out. And then Red passes it through the neutral zone over to Gretchen. Gretchen's able to play it around the back of our net. Everly can't get it out of the zone. Bristol just tries to push it out. Gretchen loses it in the feet of Paletto. And then Hoffman is able to get it out of the zone. Rain gets her stick on it. Wow, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And we get an icing whistle. Kind of a freebie opportunity to get a face-off down here in the offensive end. Nichols on the draw. Played it over to Ramirez. Ramirez and see De La Cruz now in the corner. EJ McFadden plays it deep, and then L kind of blows a tire down there in the corner. McFadden holds it in, plays it cross ice. Nichols trying to chase it down. Red plays it down for an icing though, past Jaden. We'll get another offensive zone face-off here. Pippa Nichols on the draw, wins it over towards El Ramirez. Ramirez sends a shot in wide left. El McFadden holds it in right at the blue line. Rosemary De La Cruz chips it into the middle. El tries to play it in on her backhand. It's played into the goaltender. And we get a whistle here. Their goalie is able to find it and stop it. A whistle. Substitutions. Kinsey Carson-Poisner holds it in at the blue line, gets it to Eloise. Eloise sends it on net. Paddled out by the goaltender, ends up in the corner where both Emerson and Elena are able to play the puck. Comes out over the blue line though. Pleto on the backhand over towards Kinsey. Kinsey cuts into the middle, enters the blue line, skating forward with around two players. She goes around the back of the net, looks for the wraparound. Elena's right there. Finds her own rebound that gets kicked out, sends in another shot. That one goes in the net! I think I missed it though. That one just caught the goalie, right? It was real low, but she caught her on the left side of the net there. Right off of her right skate in the gap. Sorry, I kind of missed it. At least I got the celebration. So let's see. Our defensemen staying out here for a celebratory lap. But substitutions at forward. Rain gets it over to Everly, who kind of loses it in her feet. Now she finds it. She goes across the blue line, passes it over to Hoffman. Hoffman sends it on net. Paddled in the corner by the goaltender. Frick in the corner. Back to Pleto. Pleto at the point. Over to Carson-Poisner. Right at the blue line. She's able to save it barely and dumps it deep to Rain. Rain on the backhand sends it to the middle. She tries to get it to Everly. Everly can't find it. Red tries to play it up the wall. Runs into too much traffic. Pleto holding it on her backhand. Over to Kinsey. Kinsey tries to send in a shot, but it's blocked by the Yankton player. Everly in the middle. Rain with some tenacious play finds the puck and gets it behind the net. Three Yankton players kind of collapse in on her. Now Yankton dumps it deep for an icing and a whistle. Everyone's going to sub out this time. Gretchen and Jaden come out, as well as Pippa, Rosemary, and Emerson. No, Ramirez. Sorry. Rosemary, De La Cruz down in the corner with Pippa. Now Elle on the back check with Jaden, who slows her down, and then it's sent back in on the goaltender. She comes way to the top of her crease and covers it up for a whistle. Pippa Nichols on the draw, plays it to one of the Yankton players in the corner. And then Jaden Miller sends it in. Paddle to the left of the net by the goaltender. And then Red is able to get it past Gretchen, but Jaden tracks it down. She gathers it. Goes behind Eleanor's net. Plays it off the wall to De La Cruz. De La Cruz tips it up to the blue line, where Ramirez is able to get it out of the zone. It's played into the middle by Pippa. Pippa finds it. Sends in a shot. And a glove save by their goalie. I do not like having to be on top of the play like this. Makes me feel like I can't see everything when the play moves from here to there. Eloise on the draw. Red controls it though. Yankton tries to get it to her teammate, but Emerson tries to center it. Held in by Kinsey. Kinsey sends it in deep. Elena McCracken back to EJ. EJ sends it in, but it's played by Red. EJ again with it, and McCracken just tries to send it towards the slot. She runs into too much traffic, loses the puck. Kind of a traffic jam. Oh no, bummer. Good for us, bummer for the goalie. As a goalie mom, I felt good for her. She tried to make a play with her paddle, and the puck was hopping and jumping, and it popped off her paddle, kind of fumbled in her legs, and then went into the net, tumbling in. So the Lady Lancers go up 2-0 with 7:05 in the second period. Yankton's offside. They really want to, you can tell that the girls want to push the tempo. EJ dumps it out of the zone. Red goes into their own corner. They play it around the boards and into Kinsey's feet, but out of the zone. Kinsey plays it back to EJ. EJ kind of fumbles with it. Lots of pressure here by Yankton. Yankton's able to get it across our defensive zone. Kinsey controls the puck, passes it up, but right to the Yankton player, and they're able to tip it out. Some substitutions happening right at the bench where the puck was. Yankton feels like they have to just dump it out. Eleanor comes out. She plays it out of the zone. Hoffman. Some pressure here in the neutral zone from the Yankton players. With Rain's help, they get it over the red line, but then it comes right back across. Now Yankton 2-on-2. Kinsey's able to sort of shoulder the player off the puck. She's a little slow to get up. And our Lady Lancers ice it. So we get it a defensive zone face-off here. Jaden and Gretchen come out on the ice at defense. Nope, Jaden goes back to the bench. Bristol and Gretchen come out at defense. Rosemary, Pippa, and Elle. Behind the net, Gretchen tries to get it to Rose. Rose can't quite control it, but Pippa comes in. She's able to not get it out of the zone. Coletto and De La Cruz work together to get it into the other side of the ice, and then Nichols on the forecheck forces the pass up the boards by Yankton, and then it's blocked off the helmet, I think, of one of the Yankton players, sent in towards the goalie. This time she's able to paddle it to the corner. They play it back around. Ramirez. Oh, fans on the backhand attempt. Pass to Gretchen. But then Yankton's player kind of fans on it too. And then Paletto's laying out in the middle of the ice. She's still on the ice. Gretchen. Well, now she gets up slowly. No penalty call, just a whistle because Bristol was still on the ground. And we'll get a face-off down here. Eloise on the draw, plays it back to Jaden Miller. Jaden Miller up to McCracken. McCracken is able to help it out of the zone. She chases after it. She's got Emerson helping her too. And then EJ dumps it in. But it's a little too hard. Oh, they wave off the icing. Centering attempt there by Emerson. Can't get controlled by our Lady Lancers. Let's play it out. McFadden to Miller. To McCracken. McCracken. Back to Yankton. Miller to McCracken. McCracken over the blue line to White. White loses it. Sent back towards center ice. McFadden controls it. Dumps it deep. Red in the corner. Controls it on their own end. Skates around the back of the net. Gains some speed. Pursued by Crick and Miller. Miller's able to strip it away, and Crick enters the zone with it. Pressure here by the Yankton players right along the boards. Hoffman comes to an assist along the wall. Played up the wall to the player, and they're able to get it out of the zone. Over Jaden's stick. McFadden around the back of the net. EJ's pressured here by Red. Blows a tire, takes out Rain and one of the Yankton players. Can't get her stick on it. Now Hoffman's able to get it out of the zone. She's got a one-on-one opportunity here. Finds the middle of the ice, sends in a shot, paddled by the goaltender, follows her rebound. Loses it on the back of the side of the net. Rain, pressure, side of the net. Hoffman, another shot goes in. Yankton's just trying to get it out. Carson Feisner holds it at the blue line, sends it in. Kicked out to the corner by the defenseman. Or maybe their center. The Yankton player. Some pressure from Rain. But now, Yankton has some numbers. They skate into our zone. Lose it just at the blue line. And Kinsey's able to get it to Rain. Rain runs into some pressure, but then Kinsey now scoops it up. She skates it in and is able to deke the goalie. Gets it right on the left side behind the goalie. So Lancers go up 3-0. Gretchen Vogler comes in with Jaden, and now kind of a slow pass there from D to D by Yankton is picked off by El Ramirez, who's able to put it in for another goal. So with 10 seconds remaining in the second period, Lady Lancers go up 4-0 on 14 or 15 shots, according to the scoreboard. So after 2 periods of play, scores 4-0. Lady Lancers. All right, we'll see what's happening on this last period of play. All right, third period starts off here with Pippa Nichols on the draw. Yankton controls the puck though. At least into our defensive end, and then our Rose are able to clear it out where Rosemary gets it into the zone. But Yankton clears it out. They send it up the right side. Build some steam. Dump it in deep. Jaden plays it up the wall. No one's there except Yankton. But then Rosemary comes in with Elle. Elle pursues the puck here in the neutral zone. And on the forecheck, forcing Yankton to go way wide. She cuts back to the middle. Slowed down by Jaden Miller. Eleanor is off the wall. Sends it in. Eleanor kicks it out. Right to the two Yankton players who are all on their own on the left side. They send it in. Eleanor is able to at least get her blocker and glove on it and find it. Covered up on the ice. Ooh, made me a little nervous. I don't know about anything else. It's that new glove, that new set. Still kind of getting used to it. Off the draw, Yankton tries to send a shot in. Lady Lancers end up kind of controlling it here. Puck battle here by the wall. And we're going to get a whistle for cross-checking. 71 white. Well, Emerson goes to the box for her second penalty of the day. So the Lady Lancers are going to go on another penalty kill. 13:03 here in the third period. Score 4, Lady Lancers, Yankton 0. Arm up to the icing. Gretchen played it off the wall. Get some substitutions at defense here. Kinsey and EJ come out on the ice. Elena and Eloise are two forwards. Blocked by EJ. Pursued there by McCracken. McCracken's able to control it through the neutral zone. She skates up with it, takes a shot. It's paddled but not controlled by the goaltender, and then Yankton just gets it into the corner. Eloise sends it towards the net. Blocked out by the Yankton players. Now they start their transition the other way. Kinsey controls it, skates around the back of Eleanor's net, tries to find a spot to skate up the ice. She gets it just to the blue line. Whoa, finds it, sends it in deep. Everly tries to tee up for a shot. It's blocked by one of the defensemen. Great block by the Yankton defenseman, actually. Now, EJ slows the puck carrier down. Olivia Hoffman shovels it around the boards into the corner. Waits for it. Sends it up the corner right to the point. They send it into the slot. Now Hoffman comes up with it. Gets it in over the blue line. Looks to find her teammate. Everly was right in front of the net. Everly in the corner towards Olivia. Olivia is able to clean it up. Pops it up right in over the goalie. So 5-0 with a shorthanded goal here by the Lady Lancers. Good cleanup goal there by Hoffman, shorthanded. I think that's our first shorthanded goal of the season. So once the puck gets dropped here, Emerson will be free to come out of the penalty box. Puck's live. Emerson comes out. Rosemary comes off the bench. Plays the puck. Pippa Nichols, El Ramirez, and Rosemary De La Cruz here in the middle of the ice. Crystal Poletto and Gretchen Volkler are the two defensemen. Alrighty. Yankton plays it off the pipe. Oh, and then it's played out to them all the way to the blue. Good forecheck there by Pippa Nichols. She sends a shot in on the goalie. Oh, bummer. Bummer for the goalie. Great for our Lady Lancers. Pippa takes a nice hard shot, and it's just too much for the goaltender to handle. She paddles it, and it flips up and over her stick and paddle and into the goal. 9:35. I believe is 6-0. Lady Lancers. Yankton sends a hard shot and Eleanor paddles it into the corner. The puck carrier is very upset that they're losing. She puts on a lot of pressure. Nice block there from De La Cruz. She puts the pressure with the stick on the number 3. Eleanor paddles it behind her goal. Pippa Nichols off the boards. Tries to get it to El Ramirez. El comes back to help out. Nichols in the corner. Is able to get it out of the zone, and then Yankton just dumps it in for quick icing or a quick offsides call. Jaden Miller goes back to get the puck. Plays it off the wall to McCracken. McCracken, off the wall herself, is able to get it into the zone, where both she and Eloise pursue it into the corner. It's playing around though. Yankton. Hit off the puck by White. EJ holds it at the point, but now Yankton gets it out over the blue line. EJ carrying it in, skates around the player, sends it on the goaltender. She plays it behind the net. EJ sends it across the top of the paint, but nobody was there. And then now Yankton's able to get it out over the blue line. Jaden plays it in, and Yankton retreats back into their own end. Plays it up the wall. Hoffman and McFadden at the corner. McFadden sends it in. She's able to kick it to the wall. And now Yankton gets it out. Foot race here. Eleanor just laid there like a slug. Once she laid out for the save and was popping around, it ended up in front of her. So she saves the puck, gets the frozen. Olivia Hoffman behind the net to Kinsey. Plays it to Hoffman again. Hoffman at the blue line passes it to Rain. Rain tries to get it to the net. Hoffman in the middle. Can't control it. Yankton goes the other direction now. 1-on-2, Paletto. And Carson Poisner both applying the pressure on the Yankton puck carrier. Now Hoffman behind the net. Plays it up the wall. Too far away from Everly Crick at first, but now Everly is able to get the puck, and she carries it out. Rain sends it deep. Hoffman behind the net. Cuts back. Looks for Rain. Rain. Oh, can't quite control it. I think it kind of went maybe off her backhand. It skirted over to Crick, and then Crick couldn't control it now. Carson Poisner. Kinsey with a shot at the point. That one goes off the pipe and in. Blocker side. Oh no, glove side on the goalie. 7-0 Lady Lancers. Nichols on the draw with Ramirez to her right and De La Cruz to her left. Volkler at defense with Miller. Yankton circles through the neutral zone. She sends it in hard. Eleanor paddles it with her blocker into the corner. Centering pass. It's cleaned out of the zone by Gretchen. Yankton tries to pass it back to their defenseman, but it's a little too far for her, and then it's pursued and played around the wall. Out to neutral zone, and then dumped in right in front of the camera. Pippa Nichols sweeps it to the middle. She kind of gets handcuffed there, and then shot from Al, goes in, blocker side, tie. So 8-0 Lady Lancers. 3:50 remaining here in the third period. Jaden tries to play it over to Emerson. Emerson can't find it. McCracken comes down low to try and help out. And now White on the pursuant is able to get it out, even though it's just out of the reach of McCracken. McCracken chases after it. She turns on some speed. Tries to look for some separation. Her shot goes off the side of the net. Eloise behind the red line, looking for Emerson. Emerson couldn't get it. Volkler comes down low. Gretchen, whoa. Sends it, I think it got deflected by the Yankton defenseman. And it's played out to the neutral zone. Jaden Miller now. On her own, skates it in, dumps it deep, and then peels off back to the bench for a change. And Elena McCracken's able to hold it at the blue line. Some pressure on the forecheck. I guess it's not really a forecheck. We're just trying to control it, get the puck back. Now Hoffman sweeps it into the corner, dumped in by Yankton. No icing because our girls were making a substitution deep in our end. Kinsey to Rain. Rain on the right side, skates it in. It's pushed off the puck by two Yankton players. Played back to Kinsey. Kinsey on the backhand, back to Hoffman. Hoffman can't quite find the puck, and now Yankton starts the other direction. They look to try and send it to their teammates, but it plays off the wall. E.J. McFadden behind the net with speed, plays it over towards Crick. Puck squirts out up towards Rain. Rain's able to get it out of the zone. She pursues it, as well as four of the Yankton players, trailed in by Hoffman and Crick. Kinsey at the corner gets laid out there. Now Yankton. Oop, I guess EJ was back there. I didn't see her. .58 seconds, final minute of the game. Yankton's trying to get something going here. They get it around EJ. Played over to Kinsey. Kinsey looks to control it. She slows it down a little, then dumps it in hard, just deep into the corner. Al was coming off the bench. It's out of the zone. And White's offsides. On the drop, Pippa Nichols gets it to El Ramirez. El Ramirez, goes offsides herself. She lost the puck. Nichols tries to pass it over to De La Cruz. And that's the end of the game. So Eleanor Burgess Annette gets the shutout. All the girls really did a great job getting some goals in. Tough day for the Yankton goalie.